Akshay Marathe, and even today's subsequent press conferences seem to suggest and say by the Aam Aadmi Party, the charges that we are talking about, 143 crore waiver being given to the liquor mafia, a waiver of over 30 crores given back to the liquor vendor where the airport is concerned, and other charges as well which were raised by the likes of your own ministers, Manoj Tiwari, your own BJP leader, who actually went on and suggested a scam of 800 crores. None of this is mentioned in the FIR or by the CBI, is what the Aam Aadmi Party says. How is it that the BJP is privy to this?
Sisodia did a press conference today after the CBI raided his premises and his associates' premises yesterday for the entire day. I mean, you could see his pale face, the way you could see, the thief's face while he's trapped in the, in the web of the police. So the kind of desperation that has come through the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson since last day. I mean, almost over six press conferences yesterday, 3-4 press conferences today by the...
How many have you had, Mr. Chhabra? You know, we in the newsroom don't know what to do because it's one press conference follows the other. So before the Aam Aadmi Party press conference ends, yours begins. Then it goes back to the Aam Aadmi Party. Go ahead, sir.
With all due respect to you, what I'm saying is the kind of press conference, the series of press conference Aam Aadmi Party has done clearly shows that Aam Aadmi Party is in dock. Manish Sisodia is guilty of the charges being put against him.
Mr. Chhabra, I'll ask you that question again. You know, the fact is my press conference is better than your press conference, is open to the public to decide. But I'll come back to the question. Mr. Chhabra, hear the question out. Hear the question out. The question is these figures that are being floated. You know, and it's a plausible question. You'd understand that. You'd accept it. You know, the figures of 143 crore waivers being given to the liquor mafia, then over 34 crores being given to the liquor vendor at the airport, kickbacks received from them. It's not mentioned in the CBI FIR is what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying. They're asking you, how are you privy to this information?
See, honestly, I'm not a CBI spokesperson, so it is going to be unfair on my part to probably answer on their behalf. But what I can say is the allegations made against Aam Aadmi Party of almost 143 crores being lent out to them informally.
But this is not the CBI. It's not the CBI, Mr. Chhabra. This is what the BJP is saying. CBI's FIR doesn't mention it.
The CBI's FIR is, it is not supposed to be mentioned out there also. It is no mandatory thing. It is our allegation and CBI is investigating into the same. Let the CBI investigate. Why are we jumping, the goals? Let us just wait for the investigation to happen. The premises of Manish Sisodia and his associates have been raided yesterday. What is important to see is, Preeti, it's a very, very basic and very, I would say, an elementary question put up to the Aam Aadmi Party. And honestly speaking, since yesterday, not a single spokesperson has been, able to answer this question. If this liquor policy was so fine, so good, what was the need to roll it back on a one fine day and then again roll it back to the previous policy and say, no, we're going to continue for another
Mr. Chhabra, if you had only come into the debate earlier, that was my first question to Akshay Marathe, but I'm going to get him in. Ask your second question, sir.
But unfortunately, second question is, it's not a question, but it's more of an allegation. What is interesting to see, this liquor policy was framed almost 6 to 7 months prior to the Punjab election. Now they say don't connect it to the Punjab election. Why shouldn't we? Because the fact of the matter is, all the friends of Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, who were given out the thekas in Delhi, actually funded the entire campaign of the Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab. That is the fact of the matter. They need to answer that who are they? They need to answer that why was almost 35-40 crores were actually given back as a bank guarantee to one of the friends of Manish Sisodia. They need to come up and answer.
Okay, Akshay Marathe, the question that because officials were not signing on the dotted line during, the liquor policy, because it was under investigation, there was a scare where vendors were concerned, that's why we rolled it back, is an explanation which is really not cutting fine, which has also been echoed by Mr. Chhabra. The second question is that the CBI sources do insist somewhere down the line that they have proper bona fide proof of money trails going, of percentages being funneled into the Punjab elections.
First of all, where is the evidence that the CBI has any of this proof? Why doesn't the CBI come out and say this? Why is it that sources are telling the news channels and sources are telling the BJP that there is evidence of corruption? If there is evidence of corruption, show it. Show the country that there is evidence of corruption. बार बार झूठ बोल के वो सच्चाई तो नहीं बन जाएगी ना. ये BJP वाले, they have become very good at cooking up stories. They have actually started to rival Chetan Bhagat now when they are making up their stories,
Akshay
because
Babu, we are
only
not
Chetan
Arvind
Bhagat is able to tell as
I'll
good
come to you,
stories.
sir. I'll come to you. Let's go one by one. No point talking over each other. Can I just get Akshay Marathe and we'll go across to Mr. Chhabra. Mr. Chhabra, hold your peace. Coming right back to you. Mr. Chhabra, Mr. Marathe, go ahead.
You know, we saw for the last 14 hours yesterday, the CBI was at Mr. Manish Sisodia's residence. Where is the evidence that in that raid of 14 hours, they found any cash at his house, any documents that suggest his involvement in any scam? If there was anything, the CBI would have been the first to show all of you that there is evidence of corruption that they found at Mr. Sisodia's house. When Partha Chatterjee in West Bengal was raided, every channel had pictures of wads of cash, hundreds of crores of rupees. After 14 hours of reading Mr. Sisodia, they found nothing. They found nothing that they can show you guys. What kind of investigation is going on here? Why is this witch hunt happening against India's national asset, who has transformed the lives of children of Delhi through his work in government schools? The BJP is jealous that Aam Aadmi Party's ministers, whether it's Satyendra Jain or Manish Sisodia, are getting international acclaim for their work in government schools and hospitals. That is why they are going after Arvind Kejriwal and his government.